Welcome back to Two Marks and a Spark. We are here to talk about WWE Backlash to 2025. I almost said 2005, Uncle Russ.
You're 20 years behind the times, dude.
Yeah. This show also felt about 20 years behind the times in so
Well,
many ways.
um, I think you just liked it a little bit more than I did.
I think so. I kind of hated this show.
But overall, it had a screwy ending, but we knew I did expected it to have some kind of a screwball ending, some way to keep heat on John Cena and keep the belt on him.
I mean, I get what they're doing. It's just stupid. Let's go through this. So anyway, this show starts with a pre-show that I imagine about five people watched.
I did not watch any of it this time around.
Okay, so I was watching this show with people. Okay, and I don't know if you know this, but when you're doing like a watch party or you have people at your house and you're going to watch something, if it's wrestling, you're probably turning it on during the pre-show. Why? Because on Peacock it's really convenient because from the pre-show it will just snap of a finger just go right into the main card.
Right.
So whenever I'm watching the show with people, I will turn the pre-show on.
Yeah.
So if I'm in a conversation with somebody, I don't have to stop and be like, "Oh shit, time to turn the show on."
Correct. And you just kind of have it on as background noise.
Or you mute it or whatever. One thing I did notice on this show, on the pre-show, Peter Rosenberg sticks out on this panel like a sore thumb.
Peter
And it
Rosen.
he is so obnoxious. So this panel is, get this, Big E, Peter Rosenberg, and Jackie Redmond.
Yeah. And he was the only, well, Peter was he was definitely, he was annoying.
Well, first of all, Peter Rosenberg is the only one at this table who you could say isn't like actually confirmed to be pretty fucking cool. Jackie Redmond, pretty cool from all accounts. Everybody who's ever met Biggie fucking loves him. And then there's Peter Rosenberg, who, you know what, may be a great guy for all I know. But God, I hate watching him. Anyway, he says about 50 stupid things on this pre-show, including something about Randy Orton winning, which I thought was profoundly stupid. I was like, that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Even Jackie Redmond was realistic when she picked John Cena. You know,
Right.
listen, this show did not start terribly. We had a four-way for the U.S. title. Drew
LA Knight.
McIntyre, Damian Priest, LA Knight, and Jacob Fatu.
Correct.
This match was really good, and I wish the rest of the show was half this good. Because if it was, this would be a much better show. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Anyway, the finish comes when Fatu is set up on the table. LA Knight is or was it LA Knight or Drew that was about to put him through it? It was LA Knight because Drew and Damian went through that
LA
table on
Knight.
the.
Drew and Priest. Damian Priest took out Drew again and ruined his chances to win, so they're keeping that feud going.
For some reason, uh, unbeknownst to me. Um. Anyway, so Solo pulls Fatu off the table. LA Knight says the F word at him. I'm not kidding. That happened.
Yep.
He called him a fucker. He said, "You fucker."
Sure did.
Legitimately, that's what LA Knight said. Did you were you able to lip read what LA Knight said when they panned back to him? He said, "You fucker."
Yep. I agree.
I
That's what
laughed so
me.
hard.
Yep.
You fucker. So anyway, the fucker uh motions to the crowd and I'm thinking, what the hell's going on? Out pops Jeff fucking Cobb of all people,
Yep. Totally surprised me.
and Jeff Cobb proceeds to beat the shit out of LA Knight. I
Did a
mean,
good
just the
job of it
collective
too.
tar. It, just an ass whooping. Fatu gets the win off the splash. Really good match. Again, I wish this rest of this show was this good because this match was very good.
Yeah.
We then had Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. This was really good for the first 10 minutes. The
It
second 10 minutes, not so much.
how long did it go? Do you have any idea?
19 minutes almost exactly, 18:45.
All right, it went on a little too long,
Yeah, the
I
last
think.
8 minutes of this could have gone away.
Yeah, they could have shortened it up a little bit.
Yes, definitely. This wasn't very good toward the end, and the finish was certainly messy. Um, which is a theme on this show, just clusterfuck finishes. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, every match on this show had a clusterfuck finish.
Yeah,
Because
maybe that's what they should change the name of the show instead of calling it Backlash. They should call it WWE Clusterfuck.
I'd watch that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, or Fustercluck, something like that.
WWE Fuster Clock, brought to you by Manscaped. Anyway, see, I'm giving you guys marketing. Anyway, uh, Lyra wins this. They kind of do like a double roll through situation. Lyra wins on a roll up, retains the women's intercontinental title, and then Becky Lynch breaks her arm.
Yeah. A little bit of an overreaction there.
I okay.
Well, he wants the people to really know that she really means it about this heel thing. She really means it.
She's serious now.
That's right. She'll put your old grandma in the hospital.
She'll put anybody in that fucking disarmor. And then we get on with this show. They do a bunch of stalling. Penta's entrance takes forever, but it's okay because it's awesome. Dominic comes out, and this match was really good for 5 minutes.
This was great. And
For
then
five
they had
minutes.
the inevitable outside interference from the Judgment Day, the same three suspects. Uh,
Because Liv Morgan is filming a movie.
right, exactly. So we've got Finn Balor and JD McDonald and
Did you just call him JD McDonald?
what I call him
JD McDonald. His name is JD McDonough.
McDonald. That's what I meant. Yeah. Okay. And anyway, these guys are always getting, ejected by the referee. It happens all the time. It's the same old story with them. They try to interfere and they mess up and they get kicked out. Very, very
Well,
predictable every time.
anyway, Dominic wins with interference from Chad Gable dressed as El Grande Americano. Mysterio retains.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
You sure that's Chad Gable?
yeah.
It's not Hulk Hogan, is it?
If that's Hulk Hogan, I'm retiring.
Okay, brother. All right, brother. All right.
This,
Yeah, I think
tonight,
I think it probably is. It probably is Chad Gable,
what was
El
your first
Grande
clue?
Americano.
What was your first clue?
Yeah, this could have been a lot better, but not too bad.
Certainly, if it was given more time with less bullshit.
Well, they give the women's title match too much time, and this one could have had a little more.
Yeah. And then we had You know what? God bless this Pat McAfee guy. I'm sure he's a wonderful guy.
I'll tell you, he didn't look that good.
He
I
didn't
know
do
he's
much.
I know he's trained and but he like I said, he hasn't wrestled that many matches and it's been a I mean he's wrestled like what, 10 matches in his whole life?
And when you consider that fact, he actually did very well here.
Yeah. Well, he did better than I could have. I'm not saying I could do better.
I have a conspiracy. Russ, I want you to put your tinfoil hat on. I know you like to wear those. Put your tinfoil hat on, Russ. Conspiracy theory. I think this match was made at the last minute because Goldberg said no.
Um, yeah. Well, I do not look forward to Goldberg coming back. It would draw a lot of money, but the last few times that they brought Bill Goldberg back to much fanfare, it ended up being a disappointment every time.
Yep. So, anyway, Gunther and McAfee. McAfee comes out. He's wearing a Colts shirt, which in St. Louis 20 years ago would have been capital murder, essentially. Um, and that's definitely what would have happened to you. Uh, but he's able to come out there and I'm thinking he's going to wrestle in this shirt, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he had jeans and like shoes on, like tennis shoes on. Like, I don't know if you guys remember this, but the last time he wrestled, he had like proper wrestling pants on.
Yeah, this is not offering himself much protection.
So McAfee comes out and then comes Gunther, and Gunther looks like he wants nothing to do with this match from the second he walks out there. Gunther wanted nothing to do with this match, and you could tell. So anyway, they get in there, and Gunther just beats the shit out of this guy. I mean, just over and over. It was heat spot after heat spot after, oh, do you like heat? Have some more heat.
Mhm. Yeah, it was very believable. Uh, McAfee did a very good job of selling the fact that he was getting his ass handed to him and that he was in pain, probably because he really was.
McAfee did get a few spots where he would fight back. These were 30-second bursts, really.
Hmm.
Not really anything more than that. He'd get off a flurry here, a flurry there. He got a 2 count on Gunther. That's the best he was going to do. Cole tries to interfere.
Yeah,
He gets a
he ends up getting his ass pulled into the ring, of course.
he gets a power bomb for his troubles. And
Well, he's still got a 1-0 record for WrestleMania, though, in his defeat of Jerry Lawler.
you know, some people ask me who the heel on this show is, and I have to tell them, "Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
You can't figure the gimmick out? It is very obvious who the heel on this show is."
I don't try, it just comes out natural sometimes.
Anyway, so Gunther beats the shit out of Cole. The referee's pissed. Then Gunther goes back to beating the shit out of McAfee, and McAfee passes out, and that's the end.
Hmm. Yeah, he went to sleep. And he'll probably be awake by Monday night and be on Raw, unless he's going to be, I don't think he's full time.
He is.
He's not.
He is. He's just not going to be in the fall.
Okay, yeah.
His schedule's weird. So from January to about SummerSlam.
Well, I wonder if he's going to want to wrestle another one now.
I don't know because I think he did really well in the situation they put him in because this was clearly not the plan.
Yeah.
This was clearly thrown together at the last minute. So he did the best he could. It wasn't a very good match, but we'll see. We then had the Randy Orton said, "Fuck all of you. This show sucks. I'm going to go show you how this business works." Performance of his life.
Hmm.
John Cena did almost nothing in this match.
Interesting how John Cena hasn't changed anything in his move set, in his basic persona. You know, his look, it's all the same. It hasn't changed. I thought
Well,
I thought for the first two-thirds of this was a good match. There was a certain point where it started to go wrong.
okay.
And go ahead.
So here's what I'll say. For 20 minutes, this was a great wrestling match. For 5 minutes after that, it was a really great angle. And for the last 2 minutes, it was fucking stupid. Would you agree with that,
Yeah.
Russ? Because it went from a match to an angle, unfortunately back to a match, and
By that time, they had lost all of the momentum of the match.
right.
And the referee bumps get to be too predictable and too convenient. It's just like a plot device they pull out every time to have a screwy finish to a match. And they just use it
Dude,
like a plot device, like a bad writer uses when it doesn't necessarily make any sense, but they just got to fill in a hole in the plot, so they use it.
dude, I know we've shit on some AEW shows this year, but I think this is the worst pay-per-view I've seen this year.
Oh, I don't know about that. What have we seen so far this year?
Like, have the AEW shows been great? No, not really, but
Yeah.
they didn't even have this many screwy finishes. The company of screwy finishes didn't have a screwy finish.
Yeah, it's interesting. With all of the matches ending with controversy and ongoing angles based out of it, you know, it's almost like Tony Khan booked it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but dude, I don't know if you remember this, but Dynasty, there was almost no interference on that show.
Okay, I'll take. I can't remember it real well right offhand, but I'll take your word for it. I believe you.
They were like exact opposites. Yes, there was interference on that show, but there was less than there was on this show. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would give this show a D minus. This show sucks.
I'd give it a C minus.
You are being,
I thought there was a couple of moments that maybe I'm being too generous.
the only match that you should watch from this show really is the first one. You can watch the main event if you want to, but it's just going to piss you off, so I don't recommend it.
Right. And the only thing I didn't like coming out of the first match is that two of my favorite guys, Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, seem to be stuck in a
In the
creative.
exact same spot. In the exact
They
same
seem to
spot.
just be stuck there, and they're not busting out of that. Whoever the creative is not really using them that creatively, in my opinion. They're just doing the same thing they've done a million times.
You're absolutely right. Well, Russ, I am far from enthused about what we watched tonight. But in just a couple weeks' time, we're going to watch Double or Nothing. And somehow I suspect
Correct.
we will have more enthusiasm for that show than we are for this one.
Yeah, well, they got 2 weeks to build to it. Plus, that same weekend, 2 weeks from tonight, we have Saturday night main event.
Yeah, interestingly, Cena's being advertised for that show. I don't know if he's going to be there. I'm looking at the Double or Nothing card. So we still only have the finals announced as the two matches for Double or Nothing.
Right,
This show is in 2 weeks.
right. They're doing certain things, certain stories, but they're doing FTR's winning. Of course, they got to be heels, but at least
Um,
they're using them.
well, it's clearly going to be Joe and Mox. Like, clearly.
Well, that's going to be a good match, and I really am hoping that they will put the title on Samoa Joe.
Yeah, that would be nice. Dude, I wish they'd just shut up and put it on Osprey already. Because it's clearly what they're going to do.
That's what the I think most of the fans support. Yeah,
No, but they'd be stupid not to. He's their most over guy.
right. You said they'd be stupid not to do it, so well, sometimes they're stupid, right?
Well, clearly, because anyway, we just talked about a really stupid WWE show. Anyway, I I don't know, man. They're gonna put the belt on Osprey, I think. And then as far as the women's thing, Mercedes is probably gonna win that because Tony Khan hates me and Jamie Hayter apparently. I don't know. I'm excited for Double or Nothing because it has to be better than this show
Yeah,
because I thought Backlash was awful.
right. And well, Hangman Adam Page, is got an exciting new look. He got a haircut. Boy,
Huh?
he didn't go to the barber. He go Floyd's barber shop. Man, he's been to a stylist. That dude has been to a stylist. I tell you what, he's got embroidered jeans, and he's about the most fashionable cowboy I've ever seen.
Russ, I am so hopeful for Raw on Monday, but I am not getting my hopes up.
Well, who's Rusev going to beat up this week?
It might be you, honestly.
No, he's got to. By the way, I think his promos are good.
Uh-huh.
He's using some of the ideas that he tried to use in AEW that they really never gave him a chance to explore. Uh,
I think it's so interesting that him and Alistair are both back at the same time
yes, it's
because they
very
left
interesting.
because they
Yep.
left at almost the exact same time. I think Miro left a little sooner, but interesting to see what they're doing here.
Yes, very much
I don't know.
so.
I thought Rusev should have been on this show, by the way.
Yeah, they're going to have to put him on the next one, I would think.
I thought Rusev for sure should have been on this show because he's been getting good reactions.
Hey, Bo, we didn't even mention R-Truth, did we?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
We forgot about that. R-Truth, John Cena is still his childhood hero. Uh,
Look, of all the stupid shit that happened at the end of this match, that was the best thing.
yeah, that did actually make me smile.
Other than Randy RKOing literally everybody that ran down to the ring, which was
Hmm.
hilarious. Him having to RKO Truth because Truth wouldn't get the fuck out of the way. You're talking me into liking that main event a little more, but that show's still not very good. But this has been a good show there, Uncle Russ, and we are going to get out of here, I think.
All
It
right.
is almost 10 o'clock. Can't believe we're done this early.
Yeah,
There's got to be
I'm
some kind of
surprised.
record. Congratulations to WWE for not making me and Russ stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, that's AEW's job.
Yeah, WWE
They
did it
like
last
they
month.
like start at 7 and go till 11:30.
Well, WWE did it last month,
Yes, they did.
though they start earlier. They don't make us all stay up till 2 in the morning. All right. We're gonna get out of here. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us on TikTok, all that good stuff. Go check out
All right.
everything else here on Lock 22. Till next time, Damon, play our music.